Hey guys, and welcome back to the Hobby Dude 007 channel. Amanda and I are home. We had a great weekend with Squad Room, our business, for a few days there in eastern North Carolina, as well as spending some time with some family there. So we had a great time, and it's good to be home. And I want to share a few things with you. Hadn't had a video up in a few days, but on the way up there, we stopped at Wings, Wheels, and Waves, which is the home of MCW Paint, Model Car World Paints. Mike was gracious enough to set aside some paint for me that I had ordered, as well as a kit. So we picked that up on the way up there, and I want to share that with you. And when I got back, I had a surprise of some MCW products 3D printed. So actually there was some I ordered, but a few things I ordered, but there were some other goodies in there. I want to share that with you that Matthew shot up. And picked up something this morning at our local hobby shop, Mason's Hot Rods and Hobbies. It's a little, you're going to go, what in the world are you doing with that? Well, there's a reason, and I'll share that with you too.
Bring your model to life with MCV products. Visit them on the World Wide Web at mcvproducts.net.
Hey guys, up front I want to do a quick channel shout out to Tim over at Box Stock Garage. I was checking to see if there was any updates on the Saturday night short track build videos last night before I went to bed, and discovered that Tim was jumping in. Brand spanking new channel. He's got about 3 videos up. They're really good videos, good info. Look forward to seeing what Tim has to offer. But hey guys, let's show him as a community some love. Head over there, Box Stock Garage, and let's give Tim some subs and some thumbs up. Check out the videos. They're really good, but he's eager to get back into it. He's been out of the hobby for a little while, and glad to have him back, like many of us that have returned. So Box Stock Garage, head over and show him some love. Okay, as I said, we stopped in Sanford, North Carolina at Wings, Wheels, and Waves, which is, again, the home worldwide supply of MCW paints. Model Car World Paints is from right there in Sanford, North Carolina. Picked up some other stuff. Picked up a couple of extra bottles of the 1017 clear gloss lacquer. If you remember, I've used this on a couple of cars. Amanda's Barracuda was the first one I'd used the clear on. And wow, for a single stage clear, this stuff is not only tough, but if you remember the finish on that thing, it is like glass. It was some really good stuff. So I've used it since then several other times, and it is good. And by the way, when you get the lacquers, I know a lot of people use the enamels, and I've got some of the, let me grab one, some of the enamels too. The enamels, once you cut them to airbrush, you kind of double that. But the lacquers are pre-thinned. They're airbrush ready. All you got to do is pour them in the airbrush, and as you can see how thin they are. These are ready to go. I've used these for probably 15 years, and I'm sold on the lacquers, but I gotta admit, these enamels are really good too. But picked up a couple more bottles of the clear, and if you're going to use any of the fluorescents, I like to use their white gloss lacquer base, and then I scuff that down with probably about 2,000 just lightly before I hit it with whether it's the pink like I used on the Superflow car or the vermilion. And another thing, anything that has the colors in it has the, hear the rattle ball in there, a BB or 2 in them. So, but as you can see, they're thin, and that is some bright vermilion. That's your petty color there. Couple more bottles of that, and while I was there, I go through the petty blue quite a bit because I use a lot of other stuff for it, but check that out. And that is the 2010 Super Blue. So if you want some petty blue, that's what it is. But also, while I was there, I scooped that up, and also I had him go ahead and pull me this. Let me back the camera off here a little bit, guys. You know, I've been thinking about doing the 69 or the 71 Mustang for my Saturday night group bill, and I really switched over and decided, okay, I'm going to do the 69, the first one that we ran first. But I'm really starting to think this is going to be it. But when I got home, I took a quick look at it. So if you've got this kit, I'm going to ask a favor of you. And that is, if you have, is that not just cool? I'm thinking I'm going to use this body, but I'm not sold on that totally yet. But if you have this kit, you know, it has these little kind of stock car parts that come with it. And I like using my, where'd it go? Contour gauge, as you remember, and making my own stuff, but there's no sense either in reinventing the wheel. This panel back here, from a race car standpoint, fits perfectly. I mean, check that out up in there. No gaps. No, oh, sorry. I'll get around here in the light a little bit differently. There we go. No gaps. I mean, looks really good, and it fits the Revell. I put the body back up. Anyway, this fits the Revell perfect, just like it does this. And if I decided to do the 69, check this out. There's a little bit of tweaking you'll need to do, but overall, there it goes. Look at that. Clears the wheel wells, and this is already cut high. Set up high enough for the wheel wells, and look at that fit. Well, I guess I should have taken that back off. I'll move that out of the way there a minute. But she fits beautifully in there as well. So what I wanted to ask is, if anybody has the 007 kit and you built it box stock and you're not using this part or the race car parts, I would be willing to purchase them and pay for the shipping. So if anybody's got one or two of these, I would appreciate that. And like I said, I'll be happy to reimburse you for that and the shipping. But anyway, very cool, very cool. But I'm swaying now about opening this thing up and doing, if you remember, this is the car. Love it, love it, love it. And that was back when I had my NASCAR license and was mechanicking and all that stuff too. Okay, and next up, I got home and I had this awesome package from Matthew Inman at Model Car Videos. And what Matthew, sorry, I'm knocking the camera around. Oh, and I got a couple of new stickers, which I've got Matthew's old one up here on the mat. So this will be joining that up there. A couple other things, though, that I picked up was, check out these disc brakes. Let's see if I can get close enough here without getting blurry. And calipers. The heavy-duty stuff. Now, as you can see, these are the drilled, if I can get the light just right. And check out the vents in the sides there. If I can, I don't know if I'm getting focused, guys. Anyway, and I also picked up, in addition to the drilled, the slotted. And I don't know if the light's conducive enough to give you the slots in the discs or not. Maybe I ought to just be still for a minute. But anyway, really, really good looking stuff there. Something else that I really needed and he sent was some risers, carburetor risers. The spacers there, a couple in there. Check that out. 3 different sizes of blocks there. Forgive my gross cut up hand there. Taking down the stuff at Squadron, the tents and all that stuff, and I got into the pine trees a little bit, but I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, there's your carburetor spacers. Like I said, 3 different heights. I need, I think, that middle one right there. That'll be great on my Ford engine. And check this out. Y'all know I've been using a lot of the railroad fans, HO and N-gauge fans. Check these out. You know what, I'm not sure that was really helpful. Yeah, there you go. Is that not really cool? I think I'm in my own light there, guys. But anyway, these things are really sharp. So if you wanted to put electric fans on your radiators, you got the two. And I think this comes as a 2-pack, or no, well, it's a 4-pack. How cool is that? And a couple of carburetors I want to share with you real quick, and then I had a little surprise. But I don't know if you're going to be able to see the detail in this thing or not, but you see the barrels, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see that opening. Yeah, you can there a little bit. That goes right up. And again, I'm not sure. There we go. You can see a little bit better there. Anyway. And I think these are new because I don't remember seeing these before, but these are really, sorry guys, really some very detailed carburetors. And I think I've got some of all of his carburetors now, and I had this set of Dominators, and if you know Holley Dominators, I love these things. I don't know if I can get one out. Check that out. Is that not just all the details? I mean, everything there. The linkages, the profile of it there too. I'll get a background, you can see it a little better. I'm not sure that works either. Anyway, you can, as you can see, these things are really, really well detailed. And lastly, I got a supercharged Ford small block. I didn't expect that one, but ooh, check that one out. And again, you've heard me say this I don't know how many times, but I love detailing engines. And these new 3D prints, man, make it so much easier. You got the Ford Racing valve covers. Some really detailed carbs, and I don't know why this is just not. I was hoping it would focus on its own there, guys. And then the breathers here. Cool stuff, really cool stuff. And that's what I got from Matthew. So Matthew, thank you, buddy. And again, head over to mcvproducts.net. Check it out, pick you up some good stuff. And by the way, I discovered this morning, he's got a lot of new stuff in there too. The nut and bolt heads and stuff like that. Wow, 150 piece. Go over and just check those out. I'm going to need to get some of those for some detail stuff too. And 007 3D that's coming up. My son-in-law is, as he can right now, is still working on some stuff. Here's one of our first little mock-up things of one of the sump tanks we're going to be doing. And here's a look at some of the other sump tanks. This is from '74 when they moved it to the trunk. And you see the shape of it and the size and all that. That one is in the works, as well as these that were up behind the driver's side wheel, and the ones, of course, from behind the seat and all that stuff. We're going to be doing, if I can recall, about 5 different ones there in the sump tanks. And we're going to be doing the trunk ribbing, and the first ones we're going to be doing, as you can see here, this is from the inside of a Plymouth 71, 72 Plymouth, and it was the same. And believe it or not, the 7172 Charger in underside trunk ribbing, as you see here, is the same pretty much. In fact, it looks to be exactly the same. So we're going to be doing those first, so it covers both the Plymouth and the Dodge. And we have a ton of these in the works. Monte Carlos, some of the other more modern cars, a lot of that stuff, as well as the old era stuff. But keep in mind too, we're going to just stick to, as we learn this, we're just going to be sticking to the stock car stuff, and we want to do engines down the road, but right now, just some of the accessories we shared with you in our intro video to the 007 3D stuff. But this is looking good. There are a couple little tweaks that we still need to do to this one, but that's okay. And lastly, made a stop by our local hobby shop, Mason's Hot Rods and Hobbies, as I said, and I picked up this. I had ordered it before we left, and it had come in, and, well, if I can reach it. There we go. This Porsche. And a lot of you may be thinking, oh, he's jumping in on the Porsche Build. Well, no, not this time. But this is out of my wheelhouse because I've never really been that big of a Porsche fan. Just, you know, they just didn't do that much for me. I'm more of an American muscle car guy. But I ran across some decals, and I think for next year, for sure, for the Porsche Build, I've got something in mind for this. A lot of the race parts and stuff, if you're not familiar with this kit, you've got a full engine, lots of goodies detail-wise. I am going to have to change I think the wing on the trunk's a little bit different from the 911 that I have in mind, as well as the wheels. But what I have in mind for this is, back when the International Racer Champions, IROC, first started in 70, I think it was 73, Richard Petty, and I'm a Petty man, I don't have to remind you guys of that, drove one of these, as you see here. And, believe it or not, the decals are available for this car. And every week they drove a different car. They didn't drive the same car every week. Well, it was the same car. They all drove identically prepared Porsches back then. As they did up to the end, they all drove the same car, just different numbers, and you were just assigned that whatever car when you got to the track. As I recall, that's the way it worked anyway. But anyway, I found this picture of the white version, and I know I've got another picture of a green one, kind of an ugly green. I kind of like white better than I do that green that Richard drove, and I thought, you know, this would be fun to do in those first years of IROC, a Richard Petty IROC car. So that's what this is going to be for. I know there's going to be some modifications, and this is a 934, and I'm going to be making some changes there. And I've got some other Porsche stuff that I'm going to have to be swapping around, but that's okay too. This is my version, and that's the great part of being a modeler. We can make our own modifications if we want to, unless we're going for 100% accurate replica, and I'm not. Just a representation. But I think it'll be fun. And this will probably be for the next Porsche Build, but we'll see. I may get onto it before then. All right, guys, I think that's it. Head over to HobbyNut Models, check out Mark's inventory, pick you up some of that MCW paint. And by the way, if you happen to be in the Sanford, North Carolina area, or going to be, stop in and visit Mike at Wings, Wheels, and Waves. Got a great inventory there. And by the way, if you wanted to pick it up, you could go online, place your order, and check the box, in-store pickup, save you the shipping. But head over and check out Mark at HobbyNut Models, and if you're farther away and are nowhere near Sanford, North Carolina, order you up some and check out that inventory. Some great stuff there. Hey, get yourself a Porsche for the next the next build. Guys, I think that's it for this time. Love you. Hope y'all have an awesome day. I will see you in the next video. God bless, guys.